Alright, so another day of practicing law of cosines. So remember, we learned how to use the formula yesterday. Same formula, interpreted different ways. Okay? So the two things that always go together are always on the ends, and they're the only pair you know. So for example, we know 125 degrees, and it goes with the side that's across from it. So your x and your 125 are on the very ends. So x is a side, so it goes on the end. So you're going to have x squared equals. Well, the other two sides have to go in now. Does it matter what order? No. So we're going to have x squared equals 15 squared plus 19 squared minus 2 times 15 times 19 cosine of 125. Now, what are we solving for? X. How do we get x by itself? Take the square root. Okay, we can plug all this in at once, but you have to be very, very careful. Make sure that your calculator is in degrees. You're going to have a rad time, that's right. Make sure your calculator is in classic mode. If you have a calculator like Zach's, make sure it's in classic mode. Okay, alright, so 15 squared plus 19 squared minus 2 times 15 times 19, cosine of 125, and drum roll, the answer is 30.2. Okay, so pause. If you did not get this, pause now and let's talk about why. So if you plug this in your calculator and you did not get this answer, raise your hand. Okay, so
This is usually used. Well, that's good.
Got it? Got it? April, you got your calculator? Got it? You get it? Okay. Got it? Madison, you good? You good, Judah? Taylor? Cool beans. Okay. In this case, it kind of looks like that's the bad case. But in this case, it's kind of the good case, right? Okay, so now let's do number 2. Okay. So who's going on the outside?
X. Well,
1.9, because x is the degree we're finding, and it goes with 1.9. So we have 1.9 squared equals 1.3 squared plus 2.1 squared minus 2 times 1.3 times 2.1 cosine of x. Okay, now you have to take it in chunks. And remember, these two are combined. This is like saying 4x or these numbers in a variable. You cannot break these, and you cannot combine these numbers with all these numbers. Okay, very, very important. You have to take them bitty pieces at a time. Here is how I chunk it. Now, you don't have to do it the same as me, but this is how I chunk it. I do 1.9 squared, and I get 3.61. And then I chunk all of this piece right here. So 1.3 squared plus 2.1 squared.
6.1.
So 1.3 squared plus 2.1 squared is 6.1. Okay. Now I multiply all this that's connected to sign. So negative 2 times 1.3 times 2.1. And I got negative 5.46 cosine of x. Okay. Okay, now, yes. So this is still connected. Do not combine these two. Now we do need to move 6.1, and it is positive. So to get it to the other side, we need to. Ashant, do you have a question?
You said that it was
Right.
But like, wouldn't that be like added? Since it's a negative.
We're not there yet.
6.1.
We're not there yet. We're just subtracting the 6.1 because the 6.1 is positive. So let's subtract the 6.1. So 3.61 minus 6.1 is negative 2.49 equals negative 5.46 cosine of x. Now, those two are connected. And they're connected by multiplication. So the only way to break them is by division. So negative 5.46, divide both sides. So I'm going to get negative 2.49 divided by negative 5.46. And I get this number. So what I have right now is I have this answer equals cosine of x. Well, anytime you're finding x, you have to take the cosine inverse of this answer to get x. So you press second cosine, second answer, and you should get 62.9. Isn't this the same thing? Isn't this the same thing as just saying you could do this? Cosine inverse negative 2.49 divided by negative 5.46.
Yeah.
Same thing. If you don't like the whole type in the answer thing, this is the same thing, okay? How we feel?
Amazing.
Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to do 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do not go on to 7, 8, 9. These are different instructions. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. I am going to put the answers so you can check yourself.
Addition and multiplication. Oh my God. Because I'm confused. All right. I don't understand where the letters go into the same.
Okay, so what's your pair?
X and 62.
So those are your pair, so they have to go on the outside.
So X. What do I do?
And those two numbers have to go your side, so they'll go next, and the order doesn't matter. Okay, questions on 3, 4, 5, or 6? Alright, we are slowly starting to finish these. These do take a while, but that's fine. I was given us enough time. So let's look at 7. What do the instructions say for 7? Solve each triangle. Doesn't say solve for x, it says solve each triangle. So there's 6 total pieces of a triangle, 3 angles and 3 sides. So we know 2 angles and 1 side. So we're missing 3 pieces. So I'm going to put a square down, or a little box down here, and I'm going to put all my answers in this box. Okay, so we're missing angle B, we're missing side AB, and we're missing side BC. Well, angle B, we can find that, right? 180 minus 32 minus 71, which is 77. So now we have to find AB and BC. So we have 2 missing sides. Well, first of all, I have every angle and I have 1 side. So we don't have to just use law of cosines. We can use everything we know. But it's not a 90-degree angle, so we can't use we can't use trig. So if I'm going to say this is x, could I use law of sines to find AB? I could use law of sines. Let's remember what law of sines is. So it goes with the angle that's across from it, which would be 71. So I'd set up sine of 71 divided by x equals, now I have to use one of them that I know for sure, which would be 8, and it goes with sine of 77. So sine of 77 divided by 8. And then I would cross multiply. So you get 8 sine of 71 equals x sine of 77. And then I would divide by sine of 77. Remember, you have to close your parentheses after the first sign. If you don't close your parentheses right here, then when you divide, it's going to include all of that under the first sign, and you don't want it to. So you should get 7.8. So that's AB. 7.76, which rounds to 7.8.
Mine's 7.64.
I got some money.
Do you do 8 divided by 71? 8 sine of 71 divided by 7 sine 77.
Yeah. But it's,
7.8.
mine's different.
Yeah, the decimal plates.
I don't know what you got.
Ours is 7.
Wait, I got
It should round side.
Money.
I'm kind of back on. Okay, now
You didn't close your parentheses. What did I just say? Okay, so now we have this other side to find, right? We still have to find this one. I would use law of sines again. You can use this same ratio right here. Sine of 77 divided by 8. The only thing that would change is the other one. Instead of sine 71, we're going to use sine of 32. And let's call it y, just so we don't get things confused. Sine of 32 divided by y equals sine of 77 divided by 8. And cross multiply.
Can you use the Pythagorean theorem?
Why can we not use Pythagorean
Oh,
theorem?
that's right.
There you go.
I lied.
4.4. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is I want you to try 8. I would do it the same exact way. Same exact way. Find the missing angle, 2 law of sine. This does take up a little bit of space. So if you need, we're not doing 9. So if you need to go over here, you can. Okay, but before you start, by the time Tuesday gets here, y'all know I'm not going to be here Monday. By the time Tuesday gets here, so whether that's this weekend or whether that's Monday night, you need to finish 1 through 13 on top of whatever else I leave for you on Monday. Okay? I'm going to give you these answers because I want you to see if you're getting it right. So I'm going to leave you my answers because if you have the answer only, then you don't get credit, right? So I'm going to leave you the answers, but I need to see your work. So you start I told first period just to do odds, but by the time Tuesday gets here, you need to have all of it finished. So if on Monday I say do evens, that's because I told them today to do odds. Okay? So finish all of this. Here's the bad part. Here's the tricky part. You don't know which one to use. Here's how I would decide. Here's how I would decide. If you can set up a ratio, angle to side, angle to side, then I would use law of sines. If you can't set up a ratio, then you have to use law of cosines. So if you set up a ratio and it works, use law of sines. If you can't, then use law of cosines. So I would always try to set up a ratio. If it doesn't work, then you have to resort to law of cosines. Okay? So what you need to do is I'm going to put 8 up here and I'm going to put the answers. Then in a few minutes, I'm going to go to a couple of pages ahead and I'm going to put all the answers for 1 through 13. And that's what you need to finish working on the rest of the class. Okay? Then also, one more thing. I'm sorry. I know this is a lot of information. On Tuesday, you're having a quiz. Angle of elevation might be on there. Law of sines and cosine might be on there. There might be a special right triangle question on 45, 45, 90, 30, 60, 90 on there. Because I'm probably going to leave some practice on that on Monday, too. Because y'all seem to struggle on that. Okay? So be prepared. On Tuesday there's going to be a quiz, and then on Thursday of next week is your whole Chapter 8 test. Everybody clear? We know where we're going. Then that's it. That's it for the 9 weeks. All right.
Yeah, you still recording?
Yes, I did that on purpose. Okay, here are the answers for 8.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. What about the answer?
Those are the answers. Go ahead and copy those down so I can upload this video.